Hello, it's the Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. And in this stream I'm going to be going over the event week for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. So first of all, before I get off any further, I want to make sure the audio is working as intended. Alright, it's good, so I'll be going on to the rest of the stream. So yeah. Well, I traveled to the casino penthouse, of course, or the Diamond Casino and Resort in general, I mean. Obviously, as I put on the title, the new vehicle is the Nagasaki Outlaw, which may be basically an enhanced version of the previous one, the Maxwell Vagrant. I don't know if that classes that in any way or not. So I'll have to wait for roughly 1322 to upload the laptop and top speed or whatever. And then as well, there's 25% off casino penthouses. And then it has two mentioned floor plans and decorations. So I'm assuming that means like all the renovations, basically. I'm assuming. I wouldn't think there would be any excluded renovations, though sometimes they're pretty specific ones. And then also some vehicle discounts are 40% off the MOC, or any of the MOCs, the Hauler Custom or Phantom Custom, the Scarab, Hydra, and more. And then I believe the podium vehicle for the week is the Progen Emirates, which is a supercar from the previous DLC. And also, I think in terms of lap time, it's the best vehicle, maybe even top speed in terms of the super class. And that will be true for this entire DLC. It's the only supercar of this update. The Furia did not beat the Emirates or the Krieger or whatever. Oh, fuck. Oh shit, I'm dead. That's off to a great start. Ah, come on. I just have to keep spawning on that fucking mountain, man. And they actually put me on a fucking road. Only reason I use that anymore, only reason I'm using a Mark 1 a lot recently is because of the nerfs on the Mark 2. That's basically the only reason. So thanks, Rockstar. Alright, seems like I can pretty much get back on it, so good. Hopefully not die again. So yeah, as soon as I get to the Diamond Casino and Resort, I'll verify that the podium vehicle is indeed the Progen Emirates. Which is definitely a podium vehicle you'll want to go for, so I would recommend going for it every single day. It's like a single placement lap time at least better than the Krieger. From what I've seen on Twitter, it's only overtime shootout, or whatever that mode's called. Some kind of like adversary mode. So it's not really much this event week, sadly. And if I said shootout, I meant rumble. So apparently it's only overtime rumble 1 through 7, or double money to 7 week.
Car is available to win. Stop by and have a try.
Alright, apparently just visiting the casino was apparently an objective. Don't know if that's the one for everybody or if that's just a select one I have. But yeah, it is indeed the Progen Emirates for the Hodium vehicle. And they do include some kind of livery on it. So if that's the livery you were going for anyways, then that saves a couple, like $1,000, like 10 to 20-ish. Now see if I can try to get the Progen Emirates on stream. Obviously I can try to, but I don't know if I'll actually get it. Oh, no way. Oh, nice. I actually got the fucking Progen Emirates. Oh yeah. I have the 2 top tier supercars in the game now. Lap time at least. So yeah, going into the Progen Emirates here, you'll be saving $2,750,000 for the stock vehicle, and like I said, another like 10 to 20,000 on the livery. However, you only save for the livery if you do not change it at any point. And yeah, like I said, it's pretty much the top tier supercar in the game right now. So I'm pretty positive it places first in lap time and then possibly top speed as well once again. And then As for the new vehicle, it's the Nagasaki Outlaw, as I put on the title, and its trade price is $951,000, which you get by using it as like a getaway vehicle for the actual like heist. And then buy it now is $1,268,000. And yeah, it's probably pretty similar. It's probably pretty similar to the Maxwell Vagrant, so I'm pretty curious if it performs better and whatnot, even though it's cheaper, because most expensive doesn't always equal like best performance. Now I will test drive the vehicle. Right, so that's the Nagasaki Outlaw. So yeah, that was me test driving the Nagasaki Outlaw as it is stock, of course. So hopefully that gives some idea of how it performs in stock form. But yeah, premium race for the week is business trip for Superclass, of course. And I think that might only be for today. It's probably like the previous like premium race, because I think they usually continue to one from the last day of the event week, or like the first day of the next event week. And I believe they do a couple other premium races throughout the event week, so it's probably going to change if you're playing the game like tomorrow on Friday or whatever. And then the new regular time trial is Lake Vinewood Estates. And I believe I checked GTA series videos and I checked their like playlists, and it's the 9th of the 10 new time trials. So after this one is the last of the new time trials, it seems, for next event week. So from there it'll probably go back to like Vespucci Beach or whatever the first one was from way back in like 2015. So whatever the next like new one is will probably be the last. And then RC Bandito time trial is La Fuente Blanca. And for those who really want to complete it, for some reason I do have a guide on it somewhere on my channel. Haven't made a playlist for it yet because I still have thumbnails and stuff to do. But yeah, I do have a guide on it somewhere on my channel. But for any other ones, I will have to create them. And there's like a few more after that for future event weeks till it goes back to the first one. And then the cycle starts over again. I'll show off the money opportunity again, since I mainly just showed it off early because someone asked me about it, so just so it's in more of the stream, I might as well show it off again. I didn't really go in much detail on it because I was focused on answering the question. But yeah, Overtime Rumble 1 through 7 is the only double money opportunity for the event week. So sadly, this event week's not good at all, I would say, for making money. It's really mainly an event week to get you to spend your money for things you don't have. So the strong suit of the event week is going to be the discounts for this event week. But yeah, Overtime Rumble, I believe it's basically like darts, or yeah, I believe it's basically like darts in GTA, of course, for like cars and stuff. But yeah, it's like the only money opportunity, kind of unfortunate. So yeah, the rest of the stream will be talking about the discounts, and that'll be it for the stream and the event week in general. So yeah, I won't be able to show off most of the like things right now, unfortunately. But yeah, sounds like every single thing in the floor plan section is 25% off, according to what I saw on Twitter. However, I already own all of them, so I can't really show that off since you can't like review the prices of what they initially cost. So it's the 25% off the penthouse itself, floor plan, which is its whole section, and then it seems like the decorations in terms of like casino chips maybe would be 25% off as well. So it seems every single casino like penthouse decoration. And then yeah, rest of the discounts are on vehicles, and then there's another one for like weapons as well. So yeah, the weapon discount is 40% off all regular and Mark II weapons. So that's 40% off for regular weapons and Mark II weapons. And then every single vehicle discount for the event week, unless there's any specific unless there's any like exclusive ones for Twitch Prime this event week, is all on this website, or stock cash and carry. And you get an extra 10% off if you're on Twitch Prime, like myself. And yeah, it's just for the vehicle itself, you don't get any of the renovations. And that's for the MOC. And do I really recommend the MOC? Yes and no, technically. All depends on how much use you would get out of the vehicle. So yeah, so like tons of explosive resistance, of course, which is very good on really any vehicle. However, custom might be more armored, whereas Phantom custom might be more like bullet resistant or whatever with like the windows. If I understand right. And then yeah, there's like the typical weapon and vehicle workshop, of course, and like there's typical weapon and vehicle workshop as well. I believe you can even get one where you can like put a single vehicle in there as well for like storage if you're out of like storage in other areas. So you can store like a single vehicle too. But yeah, the main reason for getting the Mobile Operations Center would be to play the exclusive Mobile Operation missions, where whenever those become double money RP, which is pretty rare, but does happen occasionally. But yeah, it's really good for getting the trade prices on any of the like vehicles from the gun running update, or most of them. So yeah, it's good for getting trade prices for other vehicles through the mobile operations, and then for when those become double money, pretty much. Besides for that, you can pretty much just pass up on it. And then first discount asides for that is the B-11 Strike Force. By the way, every single vehicle discount is 40% off. Oh, and actually I forgot, the Scarab is on Arena War, so there's a vehicle outside of the Warstock site. But yeah, B-11 Strike Force is 40% off, of course, like every other vehicle right now, during the event week. And it's a pretty weaponized vehicle, like pretty weaponized aircraft. However, you're mainly going to be getting it for dogfighting. It's really not going to be too beneficial for your actual, like, gameplay. There's a lot, like, better aircrafts, I would say, for making money. Because the B-11 Strike Force has, like, an explosive cannon. However, it's not a very good explosive cannon. You have to, like, really aim at your targets. It looks like it's really good, but really its explosive cannon is pretty trash, actually. Aside for dogfighting, as I said. That's kind of the exception. And then the missiles. For whatever reason, it's like the only aircraft in the game that only has 30 missiles. Yet they're like typical aircraft missiles with like not very good lock-on and whatnot. They're not like any Deluxo missiles or anything, even though it has 30. So yeah, its homing missiles are very limited. That's a big reason why I don't recommend getting the vehicle. It has barrage missiles as well. However, it's not as useful as like on a helicopter, I would say, because obviously you can't really just stay still in like vertical position or anything. So yeah, overall, I would kind of avoid the B-11 Strike Force. It's mainly good at dogfighting. In terms of actual like gameplay and making money, there's a lot better vehicles for that, I would say. And then the TMO2 Kanjali, I would say it's the best tank in the game between all the tanks. And it has like a unique weapon kind of for almost every seat. Has like the railgun and whatnot for the driver. Passenger has like a machine gun. Both of those being pretty good. And then the back passengers with like their grenade launchers, which I believe they might have limited ammo, which is pretty terrible. And then also their angles are pretty limited. And it also does not explode any vehicles that you run into, like a vehicle like the Rhino or the Chernobog. But yeah, it's pretty good for defending against griefing mainly. Besides for that, not going to be good for making money. Chernobog, once again, it's not going to be very good for making money. Then when you do run into vehicles with the Chernobog, they will blow up, which is a trait only on that vehicle and the Rhino, I believe, so it's unique in that aspect. And then its missiles. Its missiles are pretty good, except I've also heard cases where even like regular helicopters and whatnot dodge them pretty well. So it all kind of depends on the vehicle you're facing, I guess, for if the missiles are even going to be that good. And also, you're going to be a pretty stationary target when you're going to be using the missiles, since you have to like have the vehicle stopped as well. So yeah, in that regard, it won't be very good. I would not recommend that one either. So I mainly recommend the MOC and the TMO2 Kanjali at this point. P996 laser. That is not a very good purchase at all, I would say. Just steal one from the military base. And if you don't have one, then go for like a hangar in like Fort Zancudo, of course. You really want to buy it for respray and the convenience of spawning it closer and like almost anywhere on the map. between the different like airplane locations or personal aircraft locations. So yeah, it's only for the convenience of spawning and respraying it for buying it. So I'll just steal them from Fort Zancudo. And before I get into the rest of the site, I'll go on to Arena War. So the Scarab. Scarab is not going to be all that good for making money either. It's pretty much a given for a tank. And then it's one of the couple tanks that you can get shot out of very easily as well, because it has like exposed like windows. Technically the APC is not a tank, but it's pretty close to one. But yeah. And then its weaponry is pretty much just as good as other Arena War vehicles. So I really wouldn't recommend this Scarab. Besides for having fun with it and for the arena, obviously. It's probably one of the best options for the arena. And then Insurgent Pickup. Insurgent Pickup is not on discount, so that one can be ignored. It's just like glitched up right now. And then the Ramp Buggy. Ramp Buggy, it became better with the Arena War DLC, but still, it's not really good for making money once again. It's going to be another vehicle for pretty much having fun. The change with the Arena War DLC was that it can ram like infinite vehicles like it could in the special vehicle work in free mode. That's pretty good. But yeah, you can also customize it, which is quite nice. Because back in that update, it really wasn't a common thing to have vehicles like that to be customized. And then I don't think it has any explosive resistance or much of any bullet resistance, obviously, because it's pretty exposed. But yeah, it's mainly just going to be for fun and unlocking the VIP work. And the VIP work is actually one of the better ones from what I understand as well, because with the Mark II in the game now, you can just like collect the packages with the Mark II. You don't have to like launch like motorcycles up for that VIP work. So it could be useful for making money for when VIP works get double money. And then the Hydra. Hydra I would definitely go for. I highly recommend the Hydra on like the laser, because that's really the only way to get it in the free mode. And yeah. Also, to clarify, for the P996 laser and the Hydra explosive cannons, they're actually pretty useful and good, of course. They're some of the most useful explosive cannons in the game, alongside the Savage, which pretty much can absolutely decimate just about any vehicle in the game. Also, Hydra and Laser, they do have like missile cooldowns, but it's only like 2 seconds, like the Buzzard. But still, if you use it well enough, since they're jets, you can easily avoid like missiles and stuff in the meantime. And then this has a VTOL mode as well, which makes it like part helicopter as well. So that really does increase the usefulness of the Hydra. And it's actually really good for making money, I would say. So I would definitely take advantage of 40% off or 50% off if you're Torch Prime. And yeah, once again, reminder, this is kinda good for making money, not necessarily very good. And then the Buzzard Attack Chopper is not on discount. It's just a glitch. And yeah, that concludes all of the discounts for the event week. So all those different discounts on war stock, the 1 discount on Arena War, the 40% off weapons, and the 40% off all regular and Mark II weapons. And then like the typical like time trial or even Dito time trial, and then double money RP on or time Rumble, I believe it was. That's really all there is to the event week, plus the property stuff on the Master Spectator. Alright, cool. Checking out a D ratio if there was any. But yeah, there's not really much to do for this event week, so that's actually going to be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.